So as we look at this evaluation scale, this is important. I think this is very important. What happens to our brain in the event of an emergency? I can tell you from my experience, our brains freeze. It's part of the natural limbic response is to freeze for a moment, evaluate the situation, and then react. So what I want to do is give you the ability to react as quick as possible when your brain comes out of that freeze. So we look at this evaluation process, and I see the important points as odd, suspicious, and dangerous. What am I seeing? What am I experiencing? And how am I going to deal with that very quickly? How about lockdowns? How will we handle lockdowns? How will you handle those? So emergencies may be a situation that requires you to lock in place. Have you had to do that yet? Some groups, as I do workplace safety, church security, front desk safety training classes all over in different regions, there are a certain amount of people who have already had to do lockdowns. They're notified by police if there's something going on in the area, or they see something dangerous occurring, so they lock in place. They find a small closet, a small room where they can go into and basically make it look closed. Turn the lights off, lock the doors, if you will, and close the blinds if you can do that as well. So you also want to make sure that you turn that cell phone down, because what's going to happen, especially if we're at church, if you're at church and some major event happens at the church, what's going to happen to your cell phone? It's going to start ringing off the hook because people are concerned about you. They're going to be calling you, texting you, all those kinds of things. So we want to silence that cell phone. People who don't look right, suspicious people, trained people, security, ushers, leaders, I would encourage us to engage them with assertive friendliness. I've heard that term used before. Assertive friendliness, I like that. We're going to go up. We're going to talk to them a little bit. We're going to try to evaluate what is on this person's mind, or are they suspicious, or are they just a little bit different than us? So it's about maybe that person goes up and maybe de-escalates their behavior if you're already seeing them carrying on in a aggressive or hostile behavior. But otherwise, maybe it's just we go up and start meeting and greeting them, and we start having a conversation with them. Maybe we're hospitable. Maybe we're welcoming them. We ask a few probing questions that may be kind of casual, how they're doing today. You know, why did they come to church today? Have they been to churches before? Asking some questions so that I can get an idea of what's their mental state, if you will. Certainly offer them coffee or water, whatever your ministry has available. So I also recommend, here's one caution note here, is that if we're dealing with these folks, if it's an usher or greeter, we should generally have a couple of people involved, and those people should not be identified. So those of you that have maybe campus safety shirts on, or security shirts, or something that identifies you, the person who is engaged in this assertive friendliness, or the person that's out looking for suspicious people or DLRs, should not be dressed that way today. Maybe this is their Sunday to be assigned to that position, and so they're not dressed in the normal campus safety or whatever the dress is for the rest of the folks. That could be offensive if they're stopped by somebody that is security on their way in. So this person just looks like a greeter. Hopefully they have the additional training. Maybe there's two of them. And I think if we have the staff, we should be intentionally out in our walkways, in our parking lots as people are coming in. And maybe if we have two people assigned to it, they're standing out there for their safety, but also they're standing just, you know, shooting the breeze with each other, looking like it's a normal Sunday, but they're observing people as they come in from the parking lots, down the sidewalks, into our sanctuaries or our ministries. And so I don't think that's a bad idea, because these are the folks that can eventually cause us a problem during that service. So